School feeding is a single mechanism consisting of an integrated complex of actions. The main elements of school feeding include balanced nutrition, food supply, technology and equipment, management and logistics, staff training, funding, normative and legal framework, healthy eating advocacy, and changing nutrition behavior. School feeding is a single mechanism with coordinated interaction at 3 levels of management: national, at the level of governments, supervising ministries and organizations; regional, at the level of regional administrations; local, at the level of school administrations and local communities. The operation of this mechanism in each particular school canteen depends on how the management system is adjusted at all 3 levels. These principles are universal and valid for any school feeding system in any country of the world. By the beginning of the 2000s, the Soviet school feeding system had fallen into decline. The national level of management had, in fact, degraded, and organization at the regional and local levels was both random and not systematic. In 2004, a group of experts and like-minded enthusiasts launched an initiative to modernize the school feeding system. Pilot projects were launched in the Yaroslavl and Ivanovo regions, as well as in Stavropol and Izhevsk. The achieved results confirmed the need to build a new set of relationships at all 3 levels of management, taking into account the specific conditions of each region. The Social and Industrial Foodservice Institute was established in order to develop the new system. The pilot project results formed the basis for the new approach. In 2007, the Institute's methods and tools were reviewed and recommended by the government for inclusion as a national priority project. Over a 4-year period, the project has covered, as an experiment, more than 2,000 schools in 44 regions of the Russian Federation. The solutions of the integrated approach were used at the national level in developing regulatory instruments for the school feeding modernization program, projects within the framework of the food security doctrine, and industry standards. For about 12 years, SIFI has improved its methods in practice. The integrated approach provides not just a one-time solution of individual problems, but systemic changes at all levels, from state to field. The approach is common, but a set of concrete measures and decisions is always individual. The toolkit and recommendations for the development of school feeding system are tailored to the specific characteristics of a particular region. SIFI has developed programs for training of local authorities and school staff. They annually undergo advanced training on the basis of specialized training centers. The toolkit includes school feeding monitoring, thematic forums, conferences and roundtables at different levels, from local to national and international. SIFI specialists constantly study and analyze the best international practices. They cooperate with their colleagues from countries of all continents. The first working contacts with the UN World Food Programme, the leader in school feeding, took place in 2009. SIFI activities were highly appreciated by specialists of the UNWFP and became the basis of the first joint project in Armenia, where, at that time, there had been no school feeding system in place for more than 20 years. This cooperation resulted in the National School Feeding Program in Armenia. The program's achievements were presented at the 18th Global Child Nutrition Forum in Yerevan, held in September 2016. The Social and Industrial Foodservice Institute was a co-organizer of the forum, which brought together about 250 participants from 45 countries. After Armenia, the geographic scope of international projects in cooperation with the UNWFP expanded to cover other countries, such as Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Morocco, Jordan, and Tunisia. The practice of working abroad has proven that SIFI methods work successfully and are being applied not only in the territory of the former USSR, but also where the school feeding system has taken form under the influence of local features. Today, the Social and Industrial Food Service Institute consists of a team of specialists and like-minded enthusiasts having more than a dozen years of successful work. Practical experience, theoretical developments, and active international activities allow SIFI experts to provide support to colleagues all over the world. After all, we share a common goal of changing the world for the better, especially for our children.